Welcome to today's mat Pilates class. My name is Kayla Brugger. Today we're going to explore a very classical mat flow. I'll throw in a couple stretches so you might kind of experience a little bit of a yoga Pilates fusion here today. Let's go ahead and get started lying on our back. Once you're down, you're just going to find your feet settled on your mat with your knees bent about hip width distance apart. Go ahead and adjust around. This should feel very comfortable. I want you to take your hands on the inside of your hip bones and your thumbs are just going to kind of wrap around the sides of your pelvis here. We're going to start with breathing. You're going to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now we want to work on three-dimensional breathing here, more of a lateral breath. So where your hands are placed on the front of your hips and your lower abdominals, we shouldn't feel the breath filling from there. We should not feel the breath in our hands at all. We should notice the rib cage expanding and contracting as we inhale and exhale. As you're exhaling, what you're going to feel is those lower belly muscles starting to fire, and you're going to feel some firmness under your fingertips on the exhale. Let's take it two more together. Now continue with this three-dimensional breathing. We're going to start with a pelvic tilt. So take a breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to funnel the belly together and just begin to rock the pelvis up, lifting your tailbone. You're going to feel your lower back draw into the floor and your waistband slightly lift. And then inhale, completely soften to neutral spine. On your exhale, come into a pelvic tilt, rocking the hips or the pubic bone towards the navel. Inhale as you release. This is a nice lower back opener. Our goal is to rock into the pelvic tilt from our lower abdominal muscles and trying not to let the glutes engage. Exhale up for 5. Inhale, releasing down. Exhale, rocking 4. Inhale, releasing down. Exhale, rocking 3. Inhale, releasing down. Exhale, rocking 2. Inhale, releasing down, and exhale, rocking 1. Inhale, releasing down. Now you're back to your neutral spine. Take a deep breath in again. Now on your exhale, I want you to tighten and funnel the belly together and feel the lower back get a little more connected to the mat by engaging your abdominal muscles. Now feeling the spine imprinting down, can we hold it there? Release the hands long. Pull your right knee up to tabletop. Pull your left knee up to tabletop. Now come into a frog position with your feet. Your heels are lightly together. Your toes are open. Knees are wide. Take your arms out at an angle as well. So a low V, like an upside down letter V here. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, you're going to curl up, extend your arms long to your sides, and push your legs out and together. Keep your head lifted. Inhale, fly those arms back out to a low V and knees back to frog. Exhale, extend the legs long. Inhale, take the arms out nice and wide, feeling the abdominal muscles contracting, and this is our version of the 100 today. Exhale as you extend and reach. Inhale, pull the knees to frog and fly those arms. Exhale, extend and lengthen. Inhale, bring it back to frog. Exhale, extend and squeeze. Inhale, those abdominals are starting to shake, and we are here for 3 more. Inhale as you open and the knees go wide. Exhale as you extend, curl and reach. Inhale and exhale, lengthen. One more time, inhale. Exhale, lengthen and hold there. Now flex your feet, start to rock yourself up and lower your legs down and come into a nice round spinal flexion here, reaching your hands over your feet, pulling the tummy muscles back. Beautiful stretch through the whole posterior chain of the body. Now go ahead and gently roll your spine back into the mat. Bring the arms back up to the ceiling and then slightly overhead. Take a deep breath in as we come into roll-ups here. Arms are gonna lift. Exhale, you're gonna peel your body up off your mat, rounding forward, feeling that forward stretch over your feet, and then go ahead and roll back down. Now we wanna take it down on the inhale and up on the exhale. So we're gonna move quite swiftly here. And this is gonna be a nice warm up, feeling some stretch here, feeling some good core strength as we roll up for 3 more. Our goal is to use very little momentum and as much core strength as possible on our lift. Getting the spine to roll out like you're rolling out dough as best as you can in both directions. Well, it's still early in class, so our backs might still be a little tight. Hold this one at the top here. Bow your chin to your chest so you can see your core. Pull your tummy muscles back and create a little bit more space between the ribs and the thighs. Rolling all the way back down. Those arms are gonna come into a nice arm circle here, overhead and then all the way down to your sides. I want you to bend your knees, adjust your hips and your pelvis. I know sometimes the leggings get a little pulled down on those roll-ups, so adjust as you need to here. I want you to take your right knee into your chest. Let's just gently grab and squeeze and compress the right thigh against the right abdomen as much as you can here. You're gonna extend your leg out long and just kind of lower your legs to your side or hands to your side, and then go ahead and hug that right knee back in here. Extend out long. Keep the back connected to the mat so that leg extension is bringing just a little bit more core work in. One more time, and exhale on the squeeze. Now inhale, extend that right leg out long, and then exhale to lift. I want you to flex the foot at the top and lower all the way down and tap the heel to the bottom. Now you're gonna feel the right hip open a little bit. Point and lift, and flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower, really feeling that stretch in the hamstring at the top. Good. One more time, flex and lower. Now go ahead and bicycle the leg and drag the heel to the seat. I'm gonna keep the foot flexed to work on lengthening through that right leg and getting some movement through the ankle, knee, and hip here. 2 more, dragging the heel to the seat. Extend up, you feel a little bit of a hamstring curl, and hold the leg extended on the right side. Now we're gonna reverse for 5, sliding out and lifting back up. Knee curls in, heel pulls to seat, and you slide away for 3 more. Keep those abdominal muscles firing, so as that leg goes long, you should feel the weight of the leg being held up from your center. One more time, we're gonna take that right leg up here, grab the back of the leg, and just pull for 3. Just to get a little extra into that hamstring. 2 and 1. Now let's take the right ankle over the left, coming into a figure 4 stretch here. Now you might stay right here if you need a little bit more. Lift the left foot off the mat, reach under and through for the back of the left leg here. Ooh, that feels so great in the right hip and glute. Take a few deep breaths, just enjoying the nice stretch. Now let the right leg uncross, plant the right foot to the floor. Let's go ahead and grab the left shin, hugging the left knee into the chest, feeling that compression of thigh to belly. And now your hands are gonna go long, you're gonna extend out, and then pull in. Extend and bend. The longer and lower you go, the little more challenge you're gonna feel on the core there as that leg extends away from center. Last one. And bend. You extend away from center, lower the leg down, tap the heel, and lift with a pointed toe. At the top, we flex and reach away. Point and lift, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Last one, point and lift. Now flex and lower, and we go to that bicycle movement, dragging heel to seat, keeping the foot flexed so we really feel that stretch through the back of the left leg as you send it down and away. Here's 2 and 1 more. Reach away. Now reverse it. We're gonna lift, Bend the knee in, heel curls to seat, slide out and away. A little bit more challenging to slide that foot out, so it might feel more like a bump, 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 and back up. Reach out and away for 2. And last one, hold it at the top, grab the back of the leg, and we'll pull for 3. Nice and gentle here. 2, and 1 more. And cross left ankle over the right for the figure 4 stretch. Reach for the back of the right leg, holding here for 3 breaths. Beautiful, both knees hug to your chest. I want you to rock your way on up to your seat. Kind of boost your bottom forward on your mat so you've got the length of it behind you so we can move into a rolling exercise. I want you to hug your knees up to your chest. Turn yourself into a human ball as you float your feet up. Imagine you're going to put your forehead between your knees, curl your tail underneath you, round out your lower back, and come right back up. And sometimes you might get stuck and not make it all the way up like I just did. Try not to completely bail out of it. Roll with it, literally melting your way back to come up. That's it. Send it back to come up. Nice massage here for 3. We'll go 2. And last one. Coming back up to the top, I'm gonna have you set your feet down. You're gonna slide your bottom back so your legs can go long. I want you to bend your elbows, prop yourself back on your forearms here. Now bring your knees up to bend, and you're gonna come into a slight pelvic tilt like we practiced in the warm-up. So you wanna be almost balancing on your tailbone here. Now lift your heels so your legs start to become weightless. Try not to sink into those shoulders. Push into those elbows and lengthen through your neck and shoulders. Your tummy muscles are gonna draw in. You're gonna bring your right knee up into a single leg tabletop. You're gonna extend your left leg out to a hover. Now we should be feeling the weight of the legs in the abs right now. And go ahead and switch those legs. This is a single leg pull here. Feeling this a little bit more in the lower tummy muscles than the upper abdominals. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug both knees in as tightly as you can to your chest. Now a double leg stretch. Extend them out and away and pull them back in. Now the lower you go, the more challenging it's going to be for your core. If you go too low and you start to arch the back, that's a sign that we need to take the legs up a little higher, okay? So keep that in mind on these last 4 and 3. Exhale away for 2. And 1 more. Can we hold those legs long and away and move to scissors? Right leg's gonna pull up, left leg can go down a little further because the weight is transferring more up than out. You're gonna scissor those legs and switch here. And switch. Keep the length, keep the toes pointed. Keep pulling into the lower belly muscles. I notice I'm just starting to sink in the shoulders, so here's your friendly reminder to push down through those elbows. Keep your neck, your chest open, nice and long and lifted. 1 more time, and take both legs up to the sky. Double leg lower. We come down on the inhale and lift on the exhale. Now again, the weight of those legs pulling out and down might pull you into an arch back, so be mindful of that. Your range of motion might be a little smaller than mine. Here's 2, exhale. 1 more, exhale, lift. Knees come in and feet go down. Woo! Take a moment to just completely recline down onto your back. Stretch your arms overhead, and let's take 3 big arm circles. 2 and 1. Now let's reverse those arm circles, just giving the chest and shoulders a little release from propping us up. Beautiful. Last one. And arms will come to your side. Go ahead and sway your knees over to the side, right and left a few times here. Just a nice little release. If you started to feel it in your hip flexors or lower back at all, just a little knee sway to release any tension that might have built in those areas. Then let your knees sway to one side so we can completely roll over to the belly here now. Now position yourself on your tummy. with your hands drawing underneath your shoulders. I'm gonna have you start with your feet hip width distance apart here. It's almost like you're gonna go into a push-up. If your feet are available to press down the tops of them into the mat, perfect. That helps get some length through the top of the foot. If you're cramping, just keep your toes tucked under. Now from here, squeeze your bottom. You're gonna push an imaginary marble off the tip of your nose and start to lengthen out through your neck. I want you to come up as high as you can without overworking your lower back here. So keep your abs engaged and your glutes tight. Now, if you float your hands up off the mat here, we should be able to hold that extension where you're at without dropping down at all, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Make sure your elbows are not out, they're hugged in, and we lift here for 5. Make sure you're not over lifting your head, so we wanna keep the neck long, and float those hands up. 4. We should feel this in the upper back and seat. 2. Sorry, now we're at 2. You know I lose count. Last one. Hands go down and then return to neutral. Chin slightly tucks to your chest. You're gonna hold it there. Okay, now let's go ahead and take it up again. Inhale, lengthen out. Now this time, I want you to come up and put some energy underneath your palms so you're able to come up a little bit higher. And we just want to be mindful that we're not completely pressing up with a straight arm. So we want to keep those elbows in and near our rib cage. Okay? You're almost balancing on your pubic bone here. Okay? And you're going to gently lower it back down, and we're going to do that 5 times. Inhale, lengthening up into a beautiful extension. Squeeze those glutes. Keep your chest open and those shoulders drawing back and down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. That's it. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Now gently press yourself up to all 4s. Hands and knees position here. Tabletop. Let's find a gentle cat and cow stretch. Inhale, going back into that nice extension we were just in, but a little bit more accessible. Now exhale, rounding out the spine, chin to chest, cat stretch. Inhaling to cow and exhaling to cat. Inhaling to your cow. Last time, exhale, round the spine and meet me in cat. Now keeping the abdominals slightly lifted, try not to let your arms move, but draw your bottom back to your heels so you get this nice counter stretch in your lower back. And then give me a little hip sway from right to left. Good. Now I want to do a little hip flexor release before we go into our bridge work. So we're going to come up, back to tabletop. Go ahead and lunge your left foot forward, and then I want you to lift up here. We want to talk about pelvic positioning for a moment. So we don't want to be leaning forward and sticking the bottom out or just lunging forward like this, okay? So I want you to try to keep your shoulders stacked over your hips and almost kind of feel like you're zipping up a really tight pair of jeans. So you're going to pull up through the front and kind of tuck down through the back. And then you want to activate your left glute here. So almost feel like you're making a shelf with your seat. And just that pelvic positioning should bring you a nice stretch before we even sink into the lunge any further. Now, if you're really wobbly in this position, go ahead and take your hand onto a wall, a couch. If you have yoga block nearby, you could grab that as well to help you balance, okay? Now, you're in control of your range of motion. So, holding the pelvis neutral, avoiding that tip forward, start to just sink into the stretch a little bit more. And then again, only as far as you can manage into that hip flexor. Feel like, again, you're pulling up through the front and down through the back. I'll stay right here. The pull up means that the tummy muscles also have to pull up. Now, if you need a little more, that right arm is gonna come up and you're gonna add a little side bend to it, stretching over to the left. Squeeze the right glute. Do not forget to squeeze. Hold and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Now inhale, we're gonna come on up. You're gonna step your left foot back and lunge your right foot forward now. Same thing. It's a little bit more tricky to see, and I'm actually going to turn around so you can see positioning, because it's super important on this stretch here that we're pulling up through the front and down through the back, so we're not tipping forward here. Pull up through the front, down through the back. So just that alignment of the pelvis and squeezing the glute already starts to pull through the hip, okay? Really think about lifting the chest too, kind of drawing the shoulders back so nothing is really going forward. Now sink and bend through the right knee while all of that is lifting on the left side. Now this might be intense enough for you, but again, if you need more, that left arm is gonna start to come up, and then you might add that lateral side reach over to the right. Ooh, and you might start to feel that all the way up into the psoas, into the obliques, even into the lat in the shoulder on the left side as we hold and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, we'll come up nice and tall. Step your right foot back. Now go ahead and just swing those legs around in front. And then we're gonna finish out with some glute bridging here. So our focus on our glute bridging is to find full hip extension at the top. Hips are going to really feel open here. Glutes are gonna feel really engaged. Arms are long. Remember that pelvic rock we started with? We're gonna revisit that. Your spine, think about it moving like a caterpillar. It's gonna kind of inch its way up one vertebra at a time. You're gonna start to rock through your pelvic tilt, feeling your pubic bone draw to your navel. Your hips are gonna leave the mat. Your abdominals are gonna start to engage a little bit more as you peel the spine up, lifting. And then here's where we're looking for that full hip extension. So we wanna get those glutes involved at the top and really feel open through here so we're not dropped in. Watch the ribs too at the top. We don't wanna flare or arch like a yoga bridge here. This is more about the seat. So keep the tummy tight and firm. The glutes are firing. And then you're gonna begin to just gently roll. And again, inch the spine back down into the mat like a caterpillar, rolling one vertebra at a time. You're gonna feel that lower back connect, sacrum, tail, and glutes. Back to neutral position, you'll have that natural curve in your lower back. And then here we go again, rolling back up through the pelvis, one vertebra at a time. The glutes and the core have to work together. Try not to let your knees splay out. Keep them slightly squeezed in. So say hello to those inner thighs a little bit, and then rolling back down through the spine. Again, pay attention to those knees. The quads tend to want to take over and pop those knees out to the sides. Imagine you're squeezing a $100 bill between your knees as you're going up and as you're going down. So there's that energy pulling into the center of the body, not just from the core and the spine, but also from the legs. We've got 2 more that should feel really good. Now, a lot of us will have tight spots in our back, whether it be your lumbar spine, your mid back, your upper back, your thoracic spine. Just take note of those. And wherever you feel the sticky spots, see if you can just slow it down a little bit, squeeze the glutes a little tighter, work through that sticky spot, deepen the abdominals, and rolling back out. It's definitely my lower back for me is tight, so I have to be a little bit more conscious of working through the lower back. Also trying not to let the glutes do too much of the work at that point. The core has a lot to do with the spinal articulation. Lots to think about in proper glute bridging here. Beautiful, we've got 1 more, bringing it up, and this time we are gonna throw all of that kind of rib popping and arching out the window because I want you to do a little shoulder shimmy and arch your back here. Interlace your fingers underneath you if you can get them together. If not, just get them as close as you can. Take a nice chest stretch here. Really send those hips up, open everything through the front of the body, and take 3 breaths here, really expansive. Release the hands, open up the chest and shoulders again, meet me back in that neutral spine, and then slowly roll back down 1 vertebra at a time. A little bit harder on that last one. Arms are gonna go out to a T. You're just gonna finish with a nice little knee sway over to the right. Turn your head to the left. Go ahead and close your eyes for a moment. Just let this feel really good in the body. Next exhale, we're just gonna float the knees through center. Let the knees sway over to the left. Let the head turn to the right. Next exhale, those knees are gonna pull up through center. I want you to bring your left hand over your heart, your right hand over your belly. Close your eyes here and just simply breathe. Let your breath come back to normal, natural pace. Try not to think about anything. Just let the mind be clear. Now you might stay right here, or you might seek the opportunity to let your arms completely surrender to your side, and then let your legs go long as well. Coming into a final resting position here, just taking a moment of gratitude, acknowledging the body for its hard work, its abilities, being grateful for the power of our breath and the strength of our mind.